That's on the dry land. See it all rusty. And if you zoom in on the other trap, okay, like that one. That's the second right hold. Okay.
And there's a body grip trap right there that's been tipped over.
So it's like the rusty metal near that gate.
Yeah, it's a counterweight trap that's tipped over.
And if it wasn't sprung, it would be open and
upright.
Yeah, upright.
So there's a body grip trap right there. Can you see the edge of it?
Oh yeah, I can see the spring in it.
It's just there, right at the surface.
Flush with the log under that it's connected to.
And then they blocked off everything over here, so it can't.
So that's the only way to get through the water is right there where the trap is.
Yeah.
Or to get through underneath the bridge.
It dives down deep and goes.
Oh yeah, I can see the sticks that have been placed to create a gateway or something. It's a lot of traps.
A lot of traps.
What is that, like 6?
Yeah.
You just mentioned?
5, I think. I think it's chewing on something like that.
Yeah,
you just eat something.
I can hear it. Alrighty. Good evening, everybody. It's September 29th, almost midnight here. I'm in West Pawlet on the D&H Rail Trail, maintained by VTrans, and as you can see, or maybe not see under the light of my flashlight, that's a foothold trap that's just off the bank of the pond here, set for a beaver that's swimming around. This has been an ongoing trapping operation. I was last here in January when trapping was occurring, and the issue here is that the beavers are creating wetlands and flooding the river, and it's flooding a field that the landowner doesn't want flooded because of wildlife habitat. I'm not really sure if I understand that, but nonetheless, there's 5 traps set here. All of them are pretty easily visible, though harder to see at night. 2 of them are on dry land. This foothold trap, which is part of a drowning set. This is attached to a cable, and when the beaver steps in this trap, it'll jump into the water, and it's a one-way release on the cable that'll slide down but not up, and so the beaver will drown in the deeper water. There's another one of these traps just set off over here. You can see it again by the rust orange color. And then closer, right there, is another trap set with a conibear body gripping trap in it. And I have a video of a beaver caught in the conibear trap in a similar setup that I will attach to this video to show you later. A warning, though, it's very graphic. On Thursday, I'll be testifying before the Legislative Committee on Administrative Review that is reviewing the Act 159 recommendations from the Vermont Fish and Wildlife Department. And the legislative intent of Act 159 was to reduce the level of suffering for animals experienced in traps in Vermont. And so, unfortunately, these recommendations do not include body gripping traps used in the water, such as these that I am documenting here tonight. And so my point is that I want to be able to tell the legislatures that, look, there's no way you can be reducing the level of suffering experienced by animals in traps in Vermont if you don't address the suffering occurring in body gripping traps. Even under BMP standards, it is still allowable for an animal to suffer up to 5 minutes in a body gripping trap before they die in 70% of experiments that are conducted at a lab in Canada. In Vermont, good morning everybody. It's September 30th, 2023, and I'm here in West Pawlet off the D&H Rail Trail here, and this is an area that has been slightly flooded by beavers, and so VTrans has been trying to eradicate the beavers here for almost a year now. First time I was here was in January, and since then we've gotten an assessment that this is a situation where a pond leveler or other device could easily mitigate the conflict and avoid the flooding, but VTrans is choosing to trap the beavers instead. So I'm here to document a hole in the dam to attract the beaver activity, and here this little like fence-like structure of sticks, there's a conibear trap in the middle, a body gripping trap. In the water, it's really hard to tell, but it is there. And in addition to that, there are also 2 foothold traps sitting on the bank. I'll try to zoom in on those so you can see there's one, the open foothold trap, and then there is another right there. We're here waiting for the trapper to come check the traps. We don't know for sure whether he's caught a beaver or not. So we'll see. Morning.
Morning. You mind turning the camera off, please?
No, it's a public trail. I have the right to film.
Not me, you don't.
Well, I am. Can you get yourself out of my personal space,
Well,
please?
it's a public trail, you just said.
Okay, fine.
Have a good day.
You too. Over here, the trapper was just here checking his traps, and doesn't look like he caught anything, otherwise he would have pulled it out. One of them seemed to be pretty upset that we were filming, asked us not to film them even though it's a public trail. And the whole point that we're trying to make here is that these traps, especially the conibear traps, have not been recommended for any improved changes to reduce the level of suffering experienced by animals in traps of Vermont, as is the legislative directive of Act 159. And so that's what we're here to document, as well as the out of season nuisance trapping that takes place all year long, including dry land trapping. You can see 2 foothold traps that are on the ground. So that's what we're here to document, and we're hoping that VTrans will reevaluate their plans here and choose to do non-lethal alternatives to trapping, which are much cheaper than the dam removal and trapping activities they've been funding here. We'll provide some figures for that so you can see for yourself how much is spent on removing beavers in Vermont.
Any good birds over here?
Oh yeah, plenty.
What are you seeing?
Some bobolinks, plenty of geese, harrier.
Oh yeah, I saw the harrier.
Yeah. My name's Rod Coronado.
Kyle Isherwood, one of the game wardens.
Nice to meet you, Kyle.
I talked to you on the phone last winter.
Okay.
No, I know VTrans is you know, protecting their property again. I know there are mixed emotions about it. My job is to, you know, keep the peace.
Yes.
Enforce the laws.
Yes.
Try to help both sides, you know, work together to come up with a solution.
Hello.
Over too. Hey, how are you guys?
Good.
How's your walk so far?
Super, thank you.
Just talking about the beaver trapping going on here. Are you people aware, just since you have the dog, there's 2 foothold traps that you can clearly see the rusty metal there. Just make sure your dogs don't go in the water. You see those 2 on the bank there? Here, we're trying to talk to the landowners and VTrans and Vermont Fish and Wildlife to get them to put in a pond leveler device, which would be a long-term solution rather than the continual trapping that has to continue, because as soon as they remove the beavers, eventually they're going to come back.
Well, you understand your rights and what you can do, and if you have it on film, that's something you can take up with VTrans. You have my phone number.
I
you
do.
know my position here is just to make sure
Absolutely.
everything is legal.
And I appreciate it.
I encourage you to keep doing what you're doing and not tamper with their traps.
Absolutely.
If you're passionate about it, you're doing everything you can to change the course of that, and that is fine by me. That's not my business. And
I can't speak to that. I'm just doing my job, sir.